Okay, so for my little field research project slash student, sorry, secret shopper of another church, I chose actually the Visalia First Sister Church, which is a smaller church called Tulare First Assemblies of God. I know one of the people who goes there. And so I went there as a secret shopper, and here's what my findings were. Under signage, the only signage that the building has is this one sign that is visible in the front that reads, the title of the church, Tulare First Assembly, written in Helvetica New font, a rather common used font among churches, but it also had the cursive font, which was used to advertise the name. So in other words, it signifies this is our location. The name is secondary. First Assembly is secondary, so to speak. Needless to say, the sign on the website reflects the exact same design. Not much really different. They have a paintbrush stroke cross, unlike the custom-made one that Visalia First usually has. But hey, that's their design, their church. For the website follows a rather simple outline with different tabs for services, information about the church, their ministry groups, missions, offering tab, and even a tab that leads to podcasts and audio links to iTunes, where they actually have another version of those podcasts. When compared with Visalia First, there's a stark difference in just the design alone. Tulare First uses a rather simple early 2000s designs with these color splotches. In fact, I think the website itself was probably made in the early 2000s, and they have not updated it yet. Meanwhile, Visalia First uses a very modern black and white kind of design with the tabs and the cutting edge of pictures, that kind of like postmodern look. Anyway, sermon graphics. The graphics are rather simple, perhaps made on either PowerPoint or even Keynote. The worship graphics reflect a PowerPoint projection with each slide bringing the lyrics for each song to life. It looks like it's more like just a hit of the space bar to turn it. It's not using what most churches would use, which is ProPresenter. It's PowerPoint. The pastor's notes reflect a similar design, a simple color background with a statement written in Helvetica font. In terms of design, there's not much to distinguish between worship and sermon, which I will allude to later on in my recommendations. Social media-wise, the church relies on several different social media sites, but mostly on Facebook, which has a few videos and many pictures taken with both regular cameras and with camera phones. The site includes photos and videos and even listings for future events that will happen at the church. Every now and then, the church posts quotes of the day messages on their Facebook page, but mostly the photos that you see on the Facebook, they come from people who attend there. It's not professional done, anything like that. The church bulletin is mostly released through the given pamphlet and the Facebook page to give the information regarding ministries. There's also a discussion period in between worship and sermon where the youth pastor comes up and he announces the latest bulletins. So nothing much really different there. Blogs and video blogs / vlogs. The church's only blog is the posts that are made on Facebook, as well as the videos posted on it by the congregation. They usually summarize the music or the pastor's message. There's not much involved with blogs or video blogs, as the church tends to rely on word of mouth and direct contact within its walls for communication and community. Okay, now for the worship content. The worship content keeps up with modern contemporary music, mostly Hillsong, which is rather popular among many modern churches. The band is a simple composition of 2 guitar players, a drummer, 3 background singers, and a lead singer to top it off. The band plays 3 to 4 songs in total, 3 at the beginning of service and 1 when the sermon is done. not much to really say otherwise about that, but on to media content. In terms of media content, most of the media is supplied through their Facebook page or their iTunes account. The iTunes link consists of podcast, video, audio uploads of the past week's sermon. Rather enjoyable to say the least, with the ability to be able to catch up rather quickly on the sermons that one may have missed in the past. Okay, and now for my analysis. Upon visiting and reviewing the church in question, I can say that the church is one that values quality over quantity. The church makes do with its small budget, or rather tight budget from what I could view, but makes an amazing impact on the community without the need for expensive lights, displays, or other things that most churches seem to pursue so often. The church relies on its simple architecture and sermons to reach people rather than rely on the latest tools and tricks or stage designs. Rather than follow the latest trends to design the look of the church, Tulare First goes with its own beat, and it's better off because of it. A church should seek to be its own self-sustaining organization rather than following the most popular church at the time. People love diversity. They don't need another Hillsong. They need honest messages without the glitz and the glamour of bigger-name churches. Why pursue someone else's vision for their church? It should be based off the vision that God gives them for theirs. Okay, so on to my list of recommendations, so to speak, for the church. One, I would upgrade from PowerPoint to ProPresenter. You're going to be able to put a lot more videos, a lot more different content in there, and it's just going to be easier to use. Keep the worship energy up. I love the energy there. It was fantastic. Invest in future generations and allow young adults to use their abilities to help further the ministry. I think that's important because, what is ministry without the continuing use of the next generation? Because they're going to be the ones to pick up the slack. I would invest in an internship-based media department to create the slides, videos, and different designs for sermons, even ministry designs. It's a good thing to separate one ministry from the next through just design. That's going to help catch people's eye. I would also see about creating a mixture worship set, making a set of songs that include classic and modern worship songs. That's the one thing I think Visalia First does well, is mixing that classic with modern. While it would be a little expensive, I would suggest replacing the seats would be a good idea every now and then, because honestly, the pews there, I could smell the feeling they were kind of a little on the older side. I know it's kind of weird, but, that's just my personal opinion. I would also invest in the free program Canva. It's an online design program. It would work great for creating new designs for the sermon notes, worship slides. If you're not going to invest in ProPresenter, then I would definitely invest in Canva to help get some more designs out there. I would also research some different lighting techniques to create some different atmospheres depending on the sermon and the worship set. That's going to really help draw people in. New people who may not be used to the church. If we can get a little more of a concert atmosphere but not make it too much like a rock and worship roadshow, that'd be great. I would also invest in the young adults ministry. They're the most underrated demographic, and that needs to be reached. Honestly, the Visalia First Young Adults Department is still growing, and we're starting to include people from Tulare. But I think, if we can help people in Tulare by giving them a young adults ministry, that would work great for them. Also, my final recommendation is I would encourage an active lifestyle for the youth and children that allows them to assist in various church outings, activities, ministries, missions, etc. It's really going to help. It really helps to have children get involved at a young age, because that's going to instill in them the values. And if you can instill those values in them, then, that's going to help keep them there. Those are just my current suggestions, my little recommendations, my analysis. Honestly, it was fun being able to look at the church. I would definitely do it again if I could. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to say, and I just want to say thank you. Hope you have a great day. Bye.